I believe the Master of the Electrofarts is what's on my card. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one. Say, are you going to keep streaming right now, or are you moving on to other things?
I'm going to head your way in about 5 minutes. You got another match right now, right?
We do. We have just one more coming up, which
all right.
We haven't announced the game yet, so I need to do that.
All right, well, I'll hop out, and I will send my audience your way in a couple minutes.
Aw, much appreciated. Thank you, John.
Thank you. Take it easy, you two.
You too. And thank you, Mike, for choosing this game. What a beautiful game.
Yeah, I know. And that was a good match. Like, everyone made, like, solid, steady progress, and John and Matrick beat it. And even though Matrick couldn't quite catch up to John, he wasn't that far away. He was only maybe a couple minutes behind.
It's true. It's true. He was doing a pretty darn good job getting back into it. By the way, I haven't said thank you to everybody who has subscribed, who has followed during this time. I know Tina resubscribed, Liquid Flood, we had Little Miss Bonnie, Sandwich Kid dropped some bits, thank you very much. Nobody Important, Fell Tempo, doing a raid, Duchess Nicole, Garb the Glitcherous, Slightly Evolved. We just had a lot of love, so thank you everybody. Let's get this next Game Master announced, because it's someone who has been around the community quite a bit since the last tournament, actually. I think even a little bit before that. We've got Kowal coming and joining us, our lovely Bubsy fellow. Hello, Kowal.
Yeah, so I actually know the game that he's going to give out, so I'll also be in this call.
Oh, I like it. So, Kowal, I actually have no idea how to say the game, or the name of the game.
This game, it's the Japanese title is Moreno Wardner, but it's just called Wardner in English. He gave you the Japanese box art, so it's Wardner.
Wardner.
Yeah, it is Wardner, but yeah, it's easier to find a high-res picture of the Japanese box art, so enjoy.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Wardner no Morty. Anyway, yeah, so this is actually originally an arcade game, and while I don't think this is technically a bad game, this game shows every bit why it's an arcade game when you play it. They will have 7 continues, and they will need every single one of them if they want to have a chance of beating this game.
Oh no. I like it. That's what I love to hear. So, arcade, I don't know, there's so many extremely difficult arcade games out there.
And I honestly think this is the better version for Kusogr4nde because A, it naturally caps the number of continues, so you don't have to think about that.
Okay.
And B, this game actually has some more, I guess, quote-unquote features than the arcade game that I will go over as the match starts.
But I should add that Mike is staying here because Mike and I both wanted to give this game out. I had it on my list, at the top of my list from last season, and didn't get to use it. So Mike let me pick it. He's going to help me with the commentary because I'm also losing my voice.
Sweet. Oh, well, not sweet about you losing your voice, but sweet that he's going to stay here.
It's probably better for everyone involved.
Oh, no. Yeah, do you have a cold, or...?
I'm still recovering from pneumonia I had like a month ago.
Oh, that's right. Ugh, that's rough. I'm glad that, you know, it sounds like you're doing better than you were before. I know that you've been sick. Hopefully you just keep getting better, though. Stay
we're
strong.
Trending the right direction, and I get to watch people play this crap, so that's exciting.
You know, that's healing in and of itself. In fact, doctor recommended play bad video games once a day, okay? That's my prescription. Probably why they won't let me get a license, but you know, it's rough these days. So what kind of game is this? Is this a platformer? What is it?
Yeah, it's kind of like a platformer that's a bit more of a run and gun in a sense. There's also a money system, and what they're really going to want to do, and that's why I did this playthrough, is that if you game over in the first stage, you're actually going to want to restart, because you want to at least get the first weapon power-up to have a chance in the later stages.
That's fair enough. Okay, so they will be spending money, they will be making sure... You know what? When games teach me about my finances, that's what I love the most. It's educational. Helps me make budgeting decisions, like maybe I shouldn't buy as many video games as I did in order to buy Wardner, you know? Well, I'm just about set up. We're getting pretty close. I think I see everybody streaming. Who's doing the audio for today, if I may ask?
Juno will be covering that.
Sweet. Oh yeah, you already sent me a message about that. Sorry, Kowal. I just ended up being dumb.
Harumph.
Hey, bro, can you shoot me the multi-stream link so I can also watch?
I do not have a multi-stream link, but...
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, by the way. I see John's people coming and joining. Hello, Raiders.
Hello, Proton John Raiders.
I hope you're all proud of how Proton John did. He did pretty fantastic. Okay, I'm just waiting to capture one more person. Yeah, the last match, I love Captain Planet, you know, and no matter how much I make fun of it, it's fun. It was an enjoyable show when I was a kid. I didn't really watch too much of it, you know. We live in a place where the oil industry is big. It was highly taboo. If anybody ever saw through your window and saw you were watching Captain Planet, ooh, you're gonna be harassed for days.
Yeah, I also watched Captain Planet's Kid. I remember barely anything about it, but it was definitely a very late 80s, early 90s show.
Oh, yeah. Was that actually a thing? No, I never got harassed for watching Captain Planet. It's fine. You won't get harassed. You're good. Okay, go away, The Flash. Yeah, I'm a big liar. I'm sorry. Oh, we have 919 people here. I know that some people will be disappearing. That's completely fine. I'm glad that we have people here to say hi, and feel free to stick around if you like bad games, because Wardner, as I've been told, is definitely one of those. Oh, this music.
Who's providing sound again?
Juno will be providing sound.
Oh, yeah. I'm checking just to make sure that they are ready. I have 3 out of 4 saying that they are good, and Master Time Thief is jumping in to confirm. We are doing the countdown. This is our last match of the day. Wish them the best of luck. Be sure to send your mojo. They can't read your wishes, but too bad.
Yeah, about this music, this actually doesn't sound any different from the arcade version.
Wait, really?
Most of it's pretty much exactly the arcade version. It's an arcade port, and like they don't take advantage of the hardware at all.
As soon as I see movement in a stage, I will start our timer, and there we go. Looks like Mr. Psycho...
Oh, the intro's pretty great. Are we having them watch the intro?
I didn't tell them they had to, but it seems like they want to know the lore.
We're lost. Let's get out of here.
Good, because the faces are just so funny on the intro.
Ooh, what a pretty girl.
The flashing eyes. Okay, it looks like most people skip the intro. Except for Mr. Psycho.
Well, she's given us our lore. It's helpful for us to know. Help! Wow.
Alright, so what immediately going on, they're killing enemies, they're collecting gold. The gold is very important. You can buy items after the end of the stage. Juno has collected a cape that lets you take 1 hit. Normally this game is 1-hit deaths, so Juno would have died there if they didn't have the cape.
Okay. So the cape is essentially 1 extra hit point.
Mello's side here. There's going to be a lot of deaths in this game.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
So the thing is, Stage 1, this game looks like a pretty typical platformer, run-and-gun type game. Melosaurus was surrounded by a bunch of ghosts, but those ghosts aren't too hard to deal with. What the game starts to get really, really trolly around stage 2. And Melisoro has already game overed, which is not a good sign because you really don't want to game over in the first stage. Ideally, what you want to do, but the players don't know this yet, is that you want to have enough money to be able to get the first shot upgrade by the end of the first stage. Although dying on the first stage, game over in the first stage is pretty common because there is a lot of stuff that can kill you.
Yeah, by the way, Chad is asking.
Also game overed.
Chad is asking if Master Time Thief was not going. His internet died right when we did the countdown. Or at least he wasn't able to see Discord, so he's a little bit behind there. That's okay.
Yeah.
There's so much death.
Yeah, and this is the least trolly stage. Yeah, so you need to be pretty precise on these vines that Juno is dying to. You have to be fairly high up for the first one, and then you want to be really low down for all the other ones, or else you'll hit the ceiling and you'll have less momentum. So jumping in this game is kind of weird. You go forward for a while, and then you immediately plummet downward. Like, you just lose all momentum after a certain distance.
Oh.
So it's not like Juno isn't trying, it's just how the game is designed.
So it's basically bongo rules, is what I'd say. Bongo for arcade.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Melos is onto the first boss.
Melisoro is on the first boss. The first boss is not too difficult. It has a fixed pattern. So should be able to take it down. And Melisoros has 600 gold, which is not enough to get an upgrade, but at least they can get some items that'll prevent instant death, as long as they don't, like, fall in the pit or get crushed.
The magic of the moon.
You want the magic of the sun later in the game, but there's no way they're going to get enough money to get that in a playthrough.
We also won't get to see it, but there's a boss rush at the end of the game where they very slightly change the patterns of the bosses, so you think you know what you're doing when you get there, and they just mop the floor.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, they just dumpster you right away. It's great.
Oh, boy.
So, Melisoro is on the second stage, and these bats are a little annoying to hit, but they're not too bad. It is worth noting that there is a time limit. You do die if you hit the time limit. In the arcade version, the time limit is much stricter, which does make it a bit more challenging in some parts. But what's interesting is that the Genesis version actually has more enemy types.
Really?
It's pretty faithful to the arcade port, but there are more enemy types, and this is when the game starts getting trolly with these spinning blades right here.
I love these things.
Yep, they're so good. Melisoro's just went through them real fast.
Yeah, that was actually a lot harder than it looked.
Yes, because your hurt box is basically your entire character sprite, and as you can see, he's about as wide as he is tall, so...
Yeah, Melis is doing really well so far. Already on stage 2, getting through a large part of this. It looks like Juno.
So the timing is pretty particular on those platforms, as Melos just discovered. If you're not fairly tight in the timing, you'll either jump in too early and get smacked, or you'll get crushed on the way down. That smoke is a little weird. You just have to go in between the smoke and you'll be fine as long as you jump off in time.
Okay.
So Melisoro is actually doing really well. The only thing is that I'm pretty sure they're going to die on the second boss, because the second boss doesn't even look like a boss at first.
Wait, really? Oh,
yes.
No.
You'll see. You'll see.
Oh, Master Time Thief taking a death, but luckily, if you're this far into the stage, you start right at the boss.
Yeah, so the checkpoints in this game are pretty generous. So that's not an issue. And Mario, that's pretty much what it is. It's not really a bad game per se, it's just very, very hard.
It also shows its age pretty badly, but it's mostly just that it's unfair, it's really cruel, and it's trolly as hell.
It really is, and it only gets more trolly. Like, it lets up a bit in stage 3, and then it just gets more and more trolly. So yeah, now you have to deal with these spinning blades, and you have conveyor belts that are pushing you backwards.
This is not okay! Oh my gosh! No! Another one! There's so many!
Yeah, although Melisoros did a really good job of getting through there.
That's ridiculous. Nobody should do that well.
Yeah, but now they have to contend with the bats and spinning blades. Not as hard, admittedly. So, Melosauros is almost to the boss, and you're gonna see the stage 1 dragon again, and you're gonna think that's the boss. But it's not.
The fairy upgrade that Melos has picked up is actually awesome, and it does damage to enemies that fly into it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You can actually have up to 2 of them, but we probably won't see that happen.
Yeah, that's very unlikely.
Okay, there's the dragon.
Yeah, and it's just the same as the last time, like, pretty simple set pattern, you know. And so here's the princess. You rescue the princess! Wow, Melosauros did not run into the princess
What?
like I expected them to.
Wow.
If you run into the princess, you die. Because it turns out she's an evil spider queen!
I don't like this. This is terrifying. Yeah, Melos made a really good call. We're going to see other players walk right into her, like, without a doubt.
Oh, definitely.
No, Mr. Psycho!
There are a lot of trolls in this game, but that is by far my favorite one.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I don't know. Like, I'm not completely sure what I would have done. I probably would have ended up walking right into her as well.
Yep. Okay. So the needle and thread is another item that lets you take a hit. So if you have the cape and the needle,
okay,
you can take 2 hits before dying. The only thing is that... Oh, interesting. Okay, so yeah, these knights, you have to hit them in the back, or else they just constantly follow you. If you have the second upgrade weapon, you can actually hit them right as they're passing you by because it goes slightly upward. But since Melos is still on the first shot, they have to hit the enemy in the back.
Does the upgrade also deal more damage?
It shoots more projectiles, so inadvertently, yes, but not actually by definition.
Actually, it doesn't shoot more projectiles. The projectiles, the number of projectiles you can shoot are determined by the giant yellow orbs you collect. And you also get a number after you collect a certain amount of the tiny yellow orbs. I don't think they necessarily do more damage per se, but they definitely have better fire rates. Especially the magic of the sun. I'm sorry, just looked at Mr. Psycho screen, and the lightning just instantly makes you fall down. It's pretty great. Yeah, so Melos is now dealing with the golems, and Melos probably thinks that Phoenix is bad, but it's actually a good thing. So that gives you a high jump once, and now that Melos jumped, they can't get the items on top there.
Oh no, Melos!
Another Wardner troll.
I love it. I'm not gonna lie, I love the trolls. They're perfect.
One of the things I find really interesting about this game is that the sprite work outside of the main protagonist is actually really good, but the protagonist looks like crap. Like, the one sprite we have to look at all game is god-awful.
It's okay. He looks kind of anime. If you can get over the anime, it's fine.
Yeah, so that dragon boss, Melos, just game over to, will shoot a ball across the ground and then a bouncing ball. What's interesting about that boss is that you just get another mini dragon in the arcade version, and that you don't fight that boss until the final boss rush in the arcade version. I don't know why that's the case. Melos, who's been making great progress so far, is actually really struggling on this dragon boss.
Some of these sound effects sound really familiar. Especially shooting the saw blades. It sounds like a Final Fantasy menu sound effect.
Yeah.
It's really bothering me. Okay.
Melos seems to have the hang of this boss.
Good. Aw, why is the dragon on fire? Poor dragon.
Because reasons.
I feel
And
so
since
bad
Melos
for him.
game over, they have no money. So the 4th stage is really trolly. It's a labyrinth, and if she goes up, or Melos goes up the first ladder, they're gonna get hit by a boulder that just kills them.
Oh no!
And that's not the only rock that kills you in this stage. There's at least 2 or 3 more.
You're
So
way
good.
too happy. By the way, Juno is getting pretty close to the boss of the stage. They're going to have to go left, kill the dragon, and then free the princess. We'll see how they do with the princess.
The dragon does eventually get closer and closer to you the more you run away from it, so you don't really want to do that.
There we go.
But
Okay.
fine.
No!
That confused me so much in my first playthrough.
I love it so much.
So this area that Melos is in is actually a complete trap. You don't want to bother with these keys or that old man in the corner at all. It's just a complete trap area.
Like, this boss is so not okay. It's so creepy.
The boss itself is fine. I mean, the boss itself is not a hard boss. It's just that initial troll is so good.
It's really good. Okay. Yeah, Melos is getting pretty good at this climb. They're currently in the lead on stage 4, I believe.
Yeah, and it's worth noting that there's only 6 stages, I want to say, in this game. Maybe 7. But the final stages are so rough that there's no way that someone's going to get through it on their first set of credits.
Oh, really? Do you think anybody might finish the game?
No.
I think Melos could. But Melos has to figure out that you really want shot power-ups, especially the magic of the sun for the end game. And I don't know if they will be able to figure that out.
You know, some of the music in this game is actually really good. I'm enjoying it.
The game
Yeah.
itself is not awful. It's just really cruel and mean, so there's a lot to like about it.
Yep.
The stage that Melos is on right now is a giant pain. It's actually a maze with a whole bunch of dead ends that look totally reasonable and take time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you see that big ladder on the right there? I think that's one of the dead end boulders. Yep.
Oh no! Why? Why would they do that? Because Wardner. That's why.
Wardner. It's also worth noting that if they were playing the arcade version, the time limits are way stricter, so they would also be dying from timeouts. Well, actually, they wouldn't be, because they're dying so much anyway. That they
Oh
probably
no,
wouldn't be
Melos,
dying.
no!
No, don't go that way again. It's not going to become any more correct after the first time.
Maybe
I think
it
Melos really needs to make that jump. Okay, good. Melos, I think, is on the correct path now.
The goal is to actually come up on the right side of that ladder like Melos is doing right now.
Okay, Melos grabbed a clock.
So the clock actually is pretty crappy. Once the counter counts down to 0, it'll give you 30 extra seconds. That's all it does.
Okay. I mean, not the worst, but it doesn't look like this game is too tight on time, at least for this version.
This is the maziest of the levels, and if they don't go to time on this level, they should be fine in time in general.
Yeah, time is generally not a huge concern in this game. This would be the level where it's the biggest concern, is the 4th level.
Okay.
And even though Melos is making the best progress, Juno is also making really good progress, and is also realizing the troll of the super shoes, that they only work once, and they
That's
never
so
work ever
dumb.
again.
It's so
It
dumb.
is so dumb.
Yeah, I feel like the fact that Melos is making it all the way through here so far, great, but not having the shot upgrade and just not getting enough gold for any of the upgrades at this point is a little rough.
So, it doesn't really matter that much until the very end of the game. And Koal probably knows why. There's a certain boss that is really, really difficult to get through unless if you have an upgraded shot.
Yeah.
Really, it's 2 bosses. One of them we'll see twice.
Yes. I don't know what's the other boss you're thinking of, but yeah, one of them you will see twice. And oh, jeez, it's so bad.
We're to the bouncy ball dragon.
The bouncy ball dragon is actually a total bro. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he does.
Bouncy ball dragon is pretty easy. And you know, Juno's making good progress. Melos is using an interesting strat there. You can actually crouch under the higher fireballs there. And I didn't know you could actually defeat it by just jumping like that.
I'm sad. Juno could have gotten the shot upgrade, but opted not to.
Ooh, that is... Well, they'll have at least one more set of credits to get the shot upgrade, so...
Typically when I give these out, I don't give the players any advice as to what the controls or anything do, but I did actually go out of my way to tell them that if they buy upgrades with the word sword in them, it will change the way that their weapon will work.
Gotcha.
And the worm hitting Mellow. So what the worm will do is it'll first fire a high shot that spreads out, and then a lower shot that spreads out. Usually you can jump over the lower shot. The high shot you generally have to dodge, like that.
Okay, I don't like the worm.
What are you talking about? It's a very well-animated worm.
If I found that worm in my garden, I would probably smush it as quickly as possible, okay? Hideous.
Melos did just smush it with a bunch of fire.
Melos almost has enough money for a shot upgrade, but doesn't.
So close, 50 away, that's all.
Yep. And they have no more lives left, so they'll probably die here. Oh, that was quite fortunate. Okay, they figured out the spikes. Definitely faster than I did.
Yeah, I think that took me probably about twice as long to figure out you could do that.
Yeah. Let's see if Melos can figure out the eggs. They're pretty funny, and they look like a background object, and they might just jump into the eggs like that.
Well, yep. Thank you, video game.
What a fair video game. Yeah. So the way these eggs work is that if you shoot them at a certain height, they'll go down lower. Oh, Melos just made it raise up again. Nope. You want to make it go lower. Oh, no!
And into the fire! Yeah.
Melos still has a decent amount of credits, and they're pretty close.
Well, that was a quick death.
Yeah, that was a very quick death.
By the way, Mr. Psycho is starting to make some progress. She was on stage 1 for quite a while, but now on to stage 2, getting used to these conveyor belts.
Yeah, I mean, just because someone's behind right now doesn't mean they can't catch up later, because there's no chance that Melos will be able to complete the game on their first set of credits.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised I've never heard of this game. This is, like, it makes me think
it's a very obscure Genesis game. It's just like I remember just, the reason why I even know about it is I saw it in the store and it was like $5 and I just decided to buy it on a whim.
Oh, really?
So, those, yeah, so those like swings right there, you have to hit down. You think you jump off them, but you don't. You'll just get stuck on them again. If you try to jump, you have to hit down to get off them. It's not intuitive at all. It took me at least a couple lives to figure it out, and Melos just figured it out.
Nice. I do know that
Melos
there was
is
one
really jiving
earlier.
with this game really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure I know too much about Melos at this point, but they're really surprising me with this game.
Yeah. This part, you have to be pretty good on timing these jumps. Yeah, Melos might actually make it to the final stage on their first set of credits.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And even though I was able to do that, they definitely did it a lot faster than I did. But, you know, that's why I'm a game master, giving out the duty games.
Oh yeah, I'm terrible at a lot of blind races. Like, I love to do them, but they just ruin me. They destroy me, and there's no hope.
Same. Alright, so...
These
Juno
jumps are
also
quite a
making
bit
good
harder than the
progress
ones on the
and
first
getting
floor.
to the end of stage 4. I'm not too sure where Master Time Thief stands, because it looks like Master Time Thief has burned through all their credits.
I think so, yeah. They're having to go through the first set of stages again. Oh, and game over for Melos. I think they have one continue left.
Oh, did Melos fall? Yeah, that's a really rough fall, because
Oh, no!
this game, even though it's very generous with the checkpoints, it's also very generous about setting the checkpoints based on where you are. So if you fall down, you will actually have your checkpoint set backwards.
That's not very nice. Oh, okay. Melo's taking another death. These flames, they're not too bad, just a little bit precise, and you need to make sure they're heading towards you. Okay.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is just looking at the flames, taking your time, and then just jumping over them as they're coming towards you. You cannot jump over them if they're going away from you. So
Yeah.
This boss is a bit tricky. This boss will shoot fire shots based on your height, and this boss is a Genesis exclusive.
Ooh.
So generally what you want to do is that you want to make it so that you can get some shots in by jumping first, and it'll also make it so that the first couple of shots will just fly over your head, and then those shots will usually be low enough to duck under, except Melos wasn't quite high enough for that. Does Melos have one continue after this, or is this their last credit?
I think this is the last one.
I think this is the last one, yeah.
Okay, well, they're making good progress on this boss. Let's see if they can beat it.
Mr.
Nope.
Psycho is not loving these
did have
treadmills,
one more.
but they managed to get through the first set of treadmills and buzzsaws, whatever you want to call them. Now it's to the buzzsaws and the bats.
Huh, interesting strategy that Juno's using. Very slow, but safe. I do like it. Yeah, let's see if Melos can figure out this 5th boss, though. I'm not... Melos seems to be kind of figuring out that it's based on your height. Yep, okay, that's how you want to do it. I was a little bit wrong about the crouching thing. Yeah, you just want to space out jumps and then jump over it.
It's a really tight jumping window. You can get him to
It
shoot
is.
all 4 shots into the air if you time it right.
And you want to make sure that the first 2 shots are high, so you can just walk under them, and then you have enough time to jump through that safe spot.
That's the mark
So
right now
that
for...
is a game over for Melos. However, they still have plenty of time to get back to where they were.
That is also a significant lead. Remember, the goal is to make as much progress as possible at any given point in the hour. So Melos has
All right.
set a pretty high bar.
We do have Mr. Psycho on the best troll in the game.
Oh boy.
Let's see if they will fall for the troll. Oh, and Juno is on the 4th boss, so there's a chance they could make progress and possibly get ahead of Melos. There's nothing saying that they can't. Whoa!
Oh, that dragon! What a jerk. Mr. Psycho is still trying to get used to this dragon. It is the first boss earlier in the game, so she should have a pretty good idea of how the boss works. Just not...
Okay, and Juno's done with the boss. I don't know how many credits Juno has left, though. Ooh, Melos is gonna risk the flamethrowers. They're actually not as hard as they look, because you can duck under some of them.
Okay.
And they disappear once you get through. This part's a bit more challenging.
There we go. Mr. Psycho is through. Time to hug the demon
Get held
princess.
by the princess.
I love it. Game over. But she has plenty of credits. We're good.
And yes, it was the 5th boss that Melos was on, as Xelysium said.
Wall of beef, not really. Some games we overlook a little bit of that, but generally it should be completely.
Yeah, like, I generally try to play my games for at least half an hour or so, just to make sure, you know, it works all right, progress can be made at a decently steady clip, etc., etc.
Yep. I've learned my lesson from the first Kusogr4nde. Oh, Mr. Psycho just was unable to kill the boss in time. Also something that has made me, made us much more likely to actually be able to play the game is the fact that we have lots of game masters now, so...
Yeah, and we're using a lot more systems than we were in the past. I noticed Kuso 1 was mostly NES,
Yep.
a bit of SNES, and like very little Genesis. And Kuso 2 was also mostly our picks, but then like with Kuso 3, we've expanded to all sorts of consoles.
Oh,
Arcade, and, you know, old school DOS, Amiga, you know, even like some Sega CD, Game Gear, bunch of handhelds.
I mean, today we had MSX, we've had Amiga, we have a lot of DOS these days, like...
We had PAL exclusive Genesis, or Mega Drive, I should say.
That too.
Yeah, so Katarani, funny thing, you say John has played too many games. Captain Planet was my first pick, and he didn't veto it, so
Yeah,
there you go.
you didn't even have to redraw.
I was actually just thinking about it. I didn't have any redraws with Proton John last season either. There are a couple people who have way too encyclopedic of a knowledge of crappy games, though.
So that's why they're game masters now, like
That's
Nod
true.
Cow.
Yeah. I mean, there are a handful of game
So
masters.
like what, 40 or 50 of your Genesis games?
Yeah, I would say realistically it's got to be between 35 and 40 games.
Juna is going to try to make this jump. There we go. Gotta jump off before the end, though. Oh, the spike. Not surprised to see one death there, though, honestly.
Yeah. So let's see if Juno figures out how to press down. Nope, they jumped, which is the intuitive thing. Oh, but they still have 3 more credits, so...
Oh, that's great.
So they could actually pull ahead of Melos if they beat the boss.
Yeah.
However, that's going to matter very little, because I don't think Juno is going to beat the final stage.
Melos does have the upgraded shot, by the way.
Oh, really? That's good. The upgraded shot is a lot... Oh, that upgraded shot. Ugh. I don't like that one very much. It's actually really hard to kill the second boss with it. I like going to the first upgraded shot, then going to the Sun Sword.
Yeah, this is like Fester's Quest shot. That's what I'd say. Good old Fester's Quest.
Shentalk says, watch out. Next year I'm going to be bringing Saturn Kuso to this event. So
I believe
there
it.
you go.
I'm a little bit scared, but okay.
And Jeff XVX will never forget the Watara Supervision Acorn Archimedes. We can never forget your picks, aka the Dark Warlock of Kuso, who will never reveal his secrets on how he finds the games he does.
I mean, we did have a
Or the hipster of
TI-99
Kuso.
game.
But I only mean that in the most endearing fashion possible.
Pesmerga is more the hipster of Kuso because he likes things ironically because they're bad.
It looks like Juno got pushed back a couple of checkpoints somehow. They must have fallen down somewhere.
Oh no.
So it looks like they might have a harder time overtaking Melos. And Melos is making pretty good progress, but I'm really interested to see how Melos deals with this second boss, because it's actually really hard to hit with this weapon. If the boss isn't blinking, it's not getting hit. And you can be cornered so that you eventually can't hit the boss. So the boss just eventually puts a bed of fire down and you die.
Wow. Yeah, this shot is terrible for this boss.
Yeah,
Just looping around in front of her face. I love it.
Exactly. I honestly just reset when I tried this because it was so frustrating.
So Mr. Seiko has found the third boss of the game, so we've got some progress there. I think we have a pretty well-established order at this point.
I'm not too sure who's in third and fourth, but that can switch at any time really.
Honestly, yeah.
Alright, so hit down. Oh, almost. Unfortunately, Juno still thinks you have to jump, but they still have 2 credits, now 1. So they still have a bunch of lives, just, we're gonna have to see if they can just figure out how to hit down. Hit down.
Oh. By the way, Melos did get through the
wow.
boss.
And
That's
loaded
impressive.
up with items, too.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
That's good. If they make it through this stage without continuing, they'll probably have enough money to get the Sword of the Sun. And they're having a much easier time with these ghosts because they have this shot. I'm not sure if this shot is actually better than the first upgraded shot, to be honest. It covers more ground, but it's sometimes harder to hit enemies with it.
Is this the second shot?
Yeah, this is Shot of the Moon. There's
Okay.
Shot of the Star, which I think is the first upgrade. This is Shot of the Moon, and then there's Shot of the Sun, which is by far the best one. Shot of the Sun is basically like you fire a laser.
Ooh, I like lasers.
It's like 8 of the regular shots in a line that all fire more or less at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, I dig that. Juna is on to the fire ghosts. I don't have a better word for them. They're fire ghosts.
Melos figure out the jump shoes. Hooray!
Yay!
Yeah, it's kind of weird because this upgrade's good for like covering enemies on all heights. It's not very good at covering enemies with small hitboxes, and I think that second boss is really the only one with a small hitbox. So I think this upgrade will end up being helpful. They do get trolled by the golems because that is a thing. Let's see if they can make through the stage without needing a credit. Unfortunately, even if they make through the stage without needing credit, they still won't have enough money for the sun upgrade. The thread lets you take another hit, just like the cape.
Yes.
And you can only have it if you already have the cape.
And it looks like... Oh, no, the death animation. I see what's causing Juno a lot of pain here. They die over a pit, and the death animation pushes them back to an earlier checkpoint.
Oh, that's terrible. Why would you do that, developers?
Because Wardner. Unfortunately, Melos had to continue, so they're out of money. But this is a better weapon than the default weapon that they had originally.
Oh, yeah.
And this will give them a better fighting chance against future enemies. Because honestly, the spider boss is the only one that's really a struggle with this looping shot.
It is actually conceivable that we could see Melos make it to like the final boss rush.
Yes. It's pretty unlikely they'll beat the game at the final boss rush because the final boss is totally ridiculous.
I would agree
You
with
have
that.
to have its pattern on lock to even have a chance of beating it.
Seriously?
And without having the laser, it's almost impossible to do enough damage before it corners you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
There
I didn't
we
think
go.
about that.
Juna definitely knows how to push down these days. Good. Good.
Yeah, so I won't spoil it for you. The final stage is pretty special, and I think if not Juno, then Melos will definitely make it there.
Ooh, Mr. Psycho has level 2 shot, the star, I believe.
That's a good shot to have. It goes farther than your default fireball, and also like waves up and down a bit, so it's like easier to hit enemies with it too.
And it's actually really good for the spider boss.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's much better than the moonshot actually. That's why I like to go Star Shot, then Sun Shot. So you have like a nice upgrade for like the second and third stages, and then you can get the Star Shot for the final stages.
I mean,
it is
Star
worth noting
Shot.
that you will be able to fire more bullets with more yellow orbs. So which makes the Star Shot only better as you get more and more orbs, because the laser will get bigger and bigger and more powerful.
The sun one.
Yes, sorry, the sun. The looping shot does not do more damage, as far as I can tell. That's why the sun shot is the best, because it just fires the shots really quickly.
No, Melos, don't go up. That's the death pit.
Oh, no, that's the death
no.
ladder. I think that's the third time Melos has died going up that ladder.
I think so.
I don't blame Melos for getting lost here again, because it's really big and easy to forget where you went the last time. Okay. Please, Juno, make it through the pits this time.
I'm hoping.
Just
I do like the fire ghosts, though. They're adorable.
Tap down. Oh, just a little too
so
early.
Close.
That's fine. You're checkpointed right by the swing.
Okay, good.
Okay. Oh no. Yeah, this is a game you definitely don't want to rush it first. You just want to take your time, figure out the traps. Although these flames seem to be giving Juno a lot of trouble.
There we go.
Okay. Just take your time, Juno. You can do this. Fortunately, there aren't really that many like precise jumps in this game. Most of the jumps are pretty like forgiving in terms of how close you are to the edge of the screen. Although, as I say that, Juno wasn't quite close enough to the edge of the screen.
Mistress Psycho just took another death there. Not a huge setback, but... Yeah, I think this is Juno's last life on the last continue. I'm not 100% sure, but I would be very concerned with another death here. Still locks in second, though.
Yeah, there's way ahead of the other two racers. But Melos is about to catch up to where Juno is. So they made it to the boss. I don't think they're going to beat it on the first try. Whoa, okay.
Ooh,
nope.
That's game over.
Credit. I don't think so. Yeah,
that was the last credit. That hurts.
It does, but I think there's enough time to get back in.
Yes, I do think so. They're going to have to rush a bit, though. They definitely spent a lot of time in Stage 5. Unfortunately, they kept on falling in a particular area that kept on resetting their checkpoints backwards.
Yeah, so right now, Melos is really the person to beat. I think Melos is going to finish this stage this time.
I think so, too.
It is going to be a little bit tough to beat that golem boss with this weapon.
Yeah, well, actually, you might be able to shoot it from below. I'm not sure.
I have no idea. Wait, did Master Time Thief try to just skip the boss here?
Looks like that's what he's trying to do, yeah.
Why? It doesn't take long to defeat.
It's fun.
Possibly experimenting for a later boss fight to see if other ones can be skipped too.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, I would be interested in that as well.
I don't know what other bosses you could skip though.
Oh
Most
no,
of them have-
Bellows!
Oh no!
That was the worst fall.
Oh, but he got a 1-up.
Oh no, they might have to time over.
Yep, they're gonna have to wait it out.
Oh no!
That's a place where you really don't want to have the cape or where they fall down. I missed exactly where.
From all the way at the top.
Oh. I mean, they can still make progress. It's just, yeah.
Gonna have to wait. Just gotta wait for that timer to
Even though-
tick on down.
Yeah, so even though both Melis and Juno made it to the same boss, Melis definitely got more hits than the boss. So Melis is still in first. They don't have to worry about their place, but this does not feel good at all. Kobalaris, because there can be a one up there. That's why.
This is so dumb. I kind of love it, though.
Yeah.
Mr. Psycho taking on the spider. Yeah, the level 1 upgrade for the weapon is super good for that boss.
So, I think Mr. Psycho is in third. I don't think Master Time Thief has made it past the second stage.
Also,
don't
Mr.
think
Psycho
so.
has already made it to the third boss as well, so I think that it's a
Yeah.
pretty solid third place right now.
Yeah. So, while we're waiting for Melis to get out of the box, Juno is making pretty quick progress through the second stage. And right as I say that, they die.
Oh, it happens. Death happens in this game.
Yeah, it happens a lot in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's just not a feels-good situation. And do you know what's worse? Mello still has the clock, which adds a minute. So once the...
I think it's 30
so
seconds.
In the arcade, it's a minute. I'm not sure about the Genesis version, to be honest, because it's usually not a concern. So once that ticks down to 0, it'll go back up again.
He's probably gonna realize that he collected the clock and then just type in Discord, ranting about it. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the message.
I like how there's a 1-up down there somehow. Okay, it is 30 seconds. Alright.
There we go, and Melos is back in the game.
Yep.
Please don't
They
fall
can
back in there,
finally
Melos.
move.
Mr. Psycho, by the way, is doing pretty well with this stage. Got trolled by the golem. Nobody's surprised by that.
That's a common point. I think the spawn point is hidden behind the tree, so it's really hard to see.
Yep. And it's Dragon time. Dragon trying to protect his treasure and did a really good job there.
Yeah. How many credits does Mr. Psycho have? I didn't see.
I didn't see either. Kowal, do you know?
4.
Oh, that's huge.
I don't think it's going to be enough to catapult them into second or first, but it definitely will help solidify third.
Yes.
Yeah. Master Time Thief is just really struggling with this game in general. I hope they can make good progress, but we'll just have to see.
For Mr. Psycho, the most important thing at this point is to just take it slow and learn the pattern.
The pattern is very simple, fortunately. So
Yep.
it shouldn't take more than like another life or two to figure out.
Okay, I think she's got it. Ish. Master Time Thief just trying to juke the dragon again.
If it was possible to juke the dragon, that would have been the attempt to do it.
I don't know why he's trying. It's a very fixed pattern. So, like, I feel like Master Time Thief would have gotten it by now. If you can juke the dragon. And there's just no... And finally, they're fighting the dragon. It's not that hard. Doesn't take that long. It's not that bad.
Okay, there we go. Juna on to the boss of stage 2.
Wait, alright, Mr. Psycho has completed the bouncy ball dragon.
Nice.
Nice. Uh-oh, they're taking the ladder up.
No! This game is so dumb. You can't do that.
I'm not
You
sure
can't put
what's
a boulder
going on
up
in
there.
Melos' screen. Did it just pause the game for a while, or...?
I don't know. I know
Or my
they're
stream
dead.
froze,
They're
that's
back.
fine.
Your stream might have frozen. They're moving on.
Yeah. Yeah, my stream was frozen.
Power of the Moon is back.
Power of the Moon for Juna.
Oh no. It makes
It's actually
sense
real good for
because-
these knights.
Yeah. Power of the Star actually also is really good for the knights too, so... Oh, actually, Melos has a really good position on boss, but the problem is because they didn't need to jump, they also were in a really bad really bad pattern on the boss. So hopefully they'll jump a bit, or they're... Oof.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's about 20 or 25 minutes for a speedrun for this game.
Yeah, it's not a terribly long game, although you do have to wait a lot on the enemies because...
Hold that thought, it looks like Melos figured out the boss.
Yep.
Nice.
And the boss is down, and they have another shot. So, final stage.
That's great.
Yeah, so you're
Good.
going to fight a bunch of pyramid heads, and it's pretty self-explanatory. And by fight, I mean you have to get past them and be really patient. Like, stupidly patient.
Oh, jeez.
They just kill you like that.
That's okay.
So
I
there
Melos
are a ton
actually
of
has
them.
a ton of credits, which is a good thing.
Melos talking in the Discord. Those are memes.
Yeah. Yeah, about
I like
that.
how they fought. It took 6 stages for Melos to say that, because it's not like the rest of the game was mean or anything.
Oh, not at all.
Yeah, you just have to play this super safe and super patient, and inch your way along.
There we go.
Okay, so this boss really stinks, and oh no. So this boss spawns golems for every time you fire at it, so those golems are eventually going to overtake
Oh no!
Melos.
I love it. That's beautiful.
So what Melos wants to do is not hit the boss so much, and just like hit it a couple times, then take care of the golems, and hit it a couple times and take care of the golems. If you have the star power, you can just annihilate that boss and just annihilate all the golems that come through. But that's only possible with the star power. I know what Melos is trying. He's trying to walk under or jump over the boss. I've tried that.
Not
if
gonna
it's
happen.
possible, it's ludicrously hard.
You can actually burn
Wait,
down
why
the boss
was
with
the
his
boss
shot.
not there anymore?
He killed it on his way to death.
Oh, that's nice.
Wait, Melos killed it? Oh,
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you get real close, you actually can fire enough shots fast enough you can mash through the boss with the crappier weapons.
Ah, interesting.
Or he killed it just by walking into it. That was... I don't know, but it's dead.
So what Melos needs to figure out is that you can crouch under the higher fireballs.
Oh, that would
I
help.
think they'll figure it out. Or not. Oh, there, they figured it out. Alright, this boss is free now. So, oh boy, here's the platforming. Do you like really stupidly precise platforms?
Oh, I love them.
Because there's about 10, there's like 20 of these per climb. And you have to constantly do this. Yeah, it's doing, actually Melos is doing a really great job.
I think as long as you hold the direction that you go in, even if you don't make the jump, you do not lose much. So
that's true. That is true.
It's working out.
Yeah, and Melos knows that it's better to go a little too far than not far enough. So
yes.
There you go. That was actually really fast. Melos might make it to the final boss.
Holy cow.
At this point, it's pretty conceivable, yeah. Except...
Ghosts! Ah!
Oh, they got through the ghosts.
I didn't know this was a survival horror, but yeah, apparently.
It is, and it's our best friends, the pyramids, the pharaoh heads again.
They're so evil. I don't like them.
They really are.
Are we back to more ghosts? No, the ghosts are dead. Okay.
Yeah, the bosses don't respawn on you.
Although I think there's another set of ghosts later.
There is. There's one more.
Ooh, you really don't want to fire at the pyramid heads at all. Okay, so here's their favorite boss again. Uh-oh.
Yeah, this isn't happening.
There's no chance.
Oh, Melos, they just didn't learn.
Yeah. I mean... there is a slower strat for this boss. But I don't think they're going to try that.
I think given the actual physical game over halfway through, Melos might be concerned about time. And might be rushing because they don't think they have much time and aren't in the lead right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if that's the case. I do want to keep people updated, by the way. Melos is in the lead. Juna is in second. They've made it to, I believe, the 5th stage. Mr. Psycho appears to be in 3rd, and Master Time Thief in 4th. Mr. Psycho is currently on level 1, but they've made it to level 4.
Yeah, so... Juno made it to the 5th boss. Melos is on the final stage, but is really stuck on this one mini-boss. Master Time Thief, I'm not too sure how far they've gotten. But Mr. Psycho has definitely made it to stage 4. I think the farthest Master Time Thief has made it is either this stage or stage 3.
Melos!
How did Melos beat the boss the first time?
Melos ran right up and just mashed and bodied it.
Why don't they try that again?
I don't know.
Like, it seems like they should just do what...
WDTA has a pretty good theory that Melos might believe that the boss keeps damage from death to death.
That's definitely not true, and that's already been
not
disproven
true.
multiple times.
But that looked like what happened earlier when he mashed it to death, so it might be what they believe is the case.
Okay, 2 credits left. Let's see if Melos can figure this out.
Has the same.
No! No!
3.5 minutes.
No! Oh my gosh.
4 minutes. Because they also have the stopwatch.
No!
Oh, Melos, I think you had it if you just kept mashing.
Yeah, I don't oh no.
No, not this side again. What are you doing? No.
No, I want Melos to make progress. They're so close to the boss. I want people to see how stupid the boss is.
Melos! Yeah, unfortunately, Juna is not going to be able to make any more progress. Ah, that's unfortunate. But, you know, it's a solid second place.
To the 5th boss, yeah.
Yeah, whenever you're having a hard time in this game, or in any of these Kuso games, just try something different. You keep trying the same thing over and over again, it's not going to work. The boss is dead.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah, but they couldn't get past the...
They've got to continue, though. So they
One
should...
continue left, and
That's
the
the
blue
last
golem is
continue.
dead.
Yep, the boss is dead.
Oh, nice. Okay, I think it's... Oh, wait, the dragon... the bouncy ball dragon appears again, I think.
With a slightly different pattern, and the golem still has to come back. I think we haven't seen the worm again yet either.
I thought
Wait.
you only fought the golem twice.
We already see him again in the reboots of the boss fights? I haven't remembered.
Anyway, they're very close to the final boss, because this is going to be the final drop down of rooms after this stair climb.
Yeah, I feel bad for Juna. There's really nothing that you can do if you end up soft-locking-ish.
Fortunately, they're in second, so they don't have too much to worry about. It's not like it was a super close situation where they...
What?
Yeah! That dragon you need to get close to.
That
or else
is
you
not
choose
okay.
The lightning fast fireball. Or you can do that. That works too.
Hey, it's down. I'm not complaining. Okay,
Oh no, this boss again.
with this shot, this is gonna be good. Ooh, that's a
Yeah,
really quick death.
It's a very difficult boss to do with the moonshot.
Oh, poor... Oh, June, that...
Yeah.
I do
Yeah,
think Mellows can do it.
You don't get a lot of space here, and the moonshot's really terrible for this boss.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That was a lot of hits, but the problem is now they need to get more hits.
And unfortunately, getting too close easily leads to death right there.
You can
This-
stand right in front of her and arc it straight up into her face, but it's
Yeah,
really
but-
risky because if she breathes the fire patch, you're just...
Yeah. Ooh, Melos is like getting 0 hits.
Yeah!
They're
Yeah!
dead. They're dead.
Oh yeah, there's no hope.
This is unfortunate because I think right after this boss is the final boss. And I really wanted people to see the final boss. That's not a bad strat, but yeah. I think
And
the last
that's
strat.
it for Mellows, yeah.
nuts.
So,
Well-
the final boss. He'll first shoot you with lightning, which you just crouch under. But that usually gets you once as a gotcha. And his first form is very easy. Then there's his second form, where he turns into this really huge monster, and he just spews fireballs everywhere in a very particular pattern that you have to run back and forth and jump, and you only have like a couple of moments to even have a chance to hit him.
By the way, we didn't talk about it too much. Master Time Thief did make it to the 3rd stage. So it's good, even though they didn't manage to move out of 4th, they still made a little bit of progress. And with that said, that is time up. We are done with this game. This was Wardner. Was that what it's called?
Wardner.
Wardner.
Like Gardner.
Oh, okay. But you're a Wardner. Mellows took the
Well,
victory.
The bad guy's the Wardner.
Oh, okay, you're not the Wardner. What is a Wardner? What does a Wardner do?
Abduct princesses and get killed by fireballs.
I was gonna until you said the second part, I was like, I'm all down for being a Wardner. But not so much anymore. You know what? Congrats, Mellows took the victory. June took 2nd place, Mr. Psycho took 3rd, and Master Time Thief took 4th. Honestly, we had a pretty good show, even if 2 of them got stuck in Melos's pit of sadness. There are lots of tears to be shed. But fantastic match. Let's go ahead and see. Yeah, it looks like Melos is here. Hello, Melos.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah. What are your thoughts about the game?
Well, there were a couple things. Some of those enemies were probably some of the biggest bullet sponges I've ever seen in a game.
Yeah, you know what? Those golems, the jumping golem dude that you were fighting, as it turns out, every single bullet that hits him, he spawns another golem in front. So, if you just hit him a few times and then killed the golems, then hit him, and then killed the golems, you would be fine.
Well, that's
It's
awful.
okay, that stumped me too.
That's awful.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
So here's the thing: for the end game, you're supposed to have the sun sword because it's basically a laser of fireballs. The thing is, you and Juno were both kind of trolled and went for the second upgrade, thinking it was better than the first upgrade, but it's actually worse.
Yeah.
Because the first upgrade just kind of shoots the fireballs in a small little wave pattern, and they're pretty reliable, and they just go farther than your default fireballs. But the moon just makes them go all crazy like that, and makes it really hard to kill the second boss, as you unfortunately learned. You are actually, I think that was actually the final boss before the actual final boss of the game, by the way. You were very close to the end of the game.
Oh wow, I actually kind of liked that second weapon. That was it. It had a weird pattern, but after a little bit I got used to it, and it was pretty easy to hit stuff, except for that weird flying eye.
Yeah.
It does have good coverage. That is true.
Unfortunately, with the spider boss, you kind of got Fester quested.
That is impossible with that weapon.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any way that you could have made it work, but you got close to the final boss. I think actually after the spider boss would have been the final boss.
So Melos, if you want to feel just a little bit better, Juno fell in the 5th stage pit just like you did with a case.
So sad.
Oh, that
And spent
pit,
4
that-
minutes in the penalty box.
Oh, that was the worst. I
And this
found
was
that.
with like 5 minutes left in the match too.
Yeah, I saw the pit, and I was like, that fire will kill me. Turns out, you have
No,
a
it
cake.
didn't.
It puts you in the box.
Yeah, you got in the box. You were just stuck in the box. But, you know, that happens. It happens with everybody. Every
That
now
was a
and
good time to go get a soda.
then. That's
But
fair
yeah,
enough.
you did a really good job with that game, and I think if you had one more playthrough, you would at least be able to make it to the final boss. Especially if you managed to get the Sun Sword.
If I had played again, I considered resetting at one point just to do that because I realized how much stronger my weapon was upgraded. But then I was like, I already made good progress, so I can probably get.
Yeah, you did really well, though. Honestly, I don't know if anyone expected anybody to make it quite that far, so...
I definitely did not when I selected it.
Also, you are the only person who didn't get trolled by the second boss.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what did I miss out on?
They went and tried to collect the
You tried
princess.
to kiss the princess.
Yeah, that just... I saw that the door out was locked, and it was still locked when she was there, so I immediately was like, yeah, nope.
You're smart. You caught on. Good, good, good. Well, anything else you want to say before we take off?
No, it was a actually interesting sort of game. That was, I mean, yeah, it was a game, but I think I'm probably going to play that again because I want to finish it.
That's always something that I love to hear, you know, even though there are some bad aspects. If you come out feeling like you want to play the game a little bit more, at least they accomplished their job.
Yeah, it wasn't, there was definitely some rage. That box, oh boy, that was a thing. And the spider, the hitbox on that thing is just absurd. It's so...
Yeah, it's true. Well, I think that it's time for us to go raid. I'm going to raid Sinister1. He's currently doing some co-op Rescue Rangers, which is pretty exciting. I love Rescue Rangers, and co-op, it's even better. I do want to give a shout out to Dragon, who dropped some bits during the last game. Thank you, everybody who's hosted, everybody who has subbed, everybody who has viewed and followed, and also thank you to all the GMs and all the moderators. Thank you, Kate, Kusogr4nde. I have too many people to thank. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to forget somebody. And Kowal, thank you for choosing this beautiful game.
I'm very happy I got a chance to use this game. Thanks to Mike for helping out with the commentary, as I'm still losing my voice.
Okay, and
no
Cadis.
problem.
Yeah, no problem at all. I'm glad that Mike was able to join us. So our raid message is going to be warning
Thanks
huge.
for hosting as always.
Yeah, I love this. This is what makes my week happy. So go tell Sinister that warning huge hostile body approaches. Okay, that's going to be us. And I'll see you all maybe tomorrow, but for sure Tuesday for more Kusogr4nde. Take care.